Welcome to Adventures in Python. On this channel you can follow me as I get to grips with the Python programming language. Why am I doing this? I think I hear you ask. The reason is simple. There is a growing clamour for students in every country to now have been exposed to programming and to have some programming skills. Daily we are bombarded with articles, tweets, Facebook posts, etc. that tell us educators of the decline in maths and science grades in our students on the PISA scores. In addition, we are also told of the lack of computer science graduates being produced at a tertiary level. There is a global dearth of such skills, and now the imperative to fill this need is falling back onto primary and secondary sectors of education in order to increase the number of students opting for computer science degrees as undergraduates. Initiatives such as STEM, science, technology, engineering and maths in schools are attempting to address this issue. In addition, we see that coding in schools is being given increased importance. But how effective is the reality of that increased awareness in individual schools? Knowing there is a need does not necessarily facilitate a change. It just acknowledges that there is a problem. From a maths point of view, the logic of learning programming gives students a real-world application on which to hone their skills. But here is the rub. Computer science and programming at secondary school has often fallen into the lap of the teacher who is most interested. In other words, it has not been part of the mainstream curriculum. Therefore, if a school lacks an interested teacher or that teacher moves on, no programming at a school or programming stops. And to further make the task difficult, programming has a bad rap as far as PR goes in terms of stereotypes. Coding is often perceived by many students, especially girls, as something for nerds who live in basements, eat corn chips and have poor interpersonal skills. Clearly, if we are to meet the needs of the wider world, we're going to need to appeal to a wider audience of participants in the first place. In addition, we also need to get students interested in programming and the potential it can offer to their learning much earlier in their school careers. So, if we are to get programming happening in the primary years, how is a primary school teacher going to be able to do this with no training and, on the whole, few user-friendly resources to rely on? This is where my new channel comes in. Time for full disclosure. I have no programming skills other than knowing how to code logo and basic HTML. My aim for this channel is for you to watch me learn how to code and as I do, learn along with me, or at least use my musings, my learnings, my videos as a resource for you to use with your students so that they can be supported as they learn. Who knows, if I'm successful I may branch out into other languages, but for the time being I intend to focus only on Python. Welcome to Adventures in Python. On this channel, my plan is to work my way through these two books that I've already purchased. And as I get to grips with the lessons illustrated in each chapter, I intend to apply this learning to challenges of my own to ensure my own understanding is sound. Please feel free to embed these videos into your own web pages, blogs, LMS pages or websites, to use them as a learning tool for your students, or even as a professional development resource for your fellow teachers. As well as the books mentioned earlier, I have also purchased the Raspberry Pi version 2 and will also, in time, start to explore the learning potential that Python and Raspberry Pi will have on learning for students. I intend to produce one video a week, illustrating how far I have progressed in my skills. As the skills base broadens and my confidence increases, I want to then start to create videos with lesson ideas, some challenges, and some projects that I will create that I will issue to you, my audience, to work on and solve in the week between videos. Is the reality of that increased awareness in individual I have created this template layout for the tutorials. I'm going to assume that you've already downloaded and installed your own versions of Python and have idle set up. From a maths point of view, if this means nothing to you, please let me know via the comments and I will create an installation tutorial to explain how to do this. Computer science and programming. As most of these tutorials are going to be based around unpicking text and interpreting the syntax of the Python language and what each bit does to build the overall program. Therefore, if a school I have created this large white area in my template. Here, I will discuss my understanding of the code. And to further make the task, I will highlight the key parts of the code text, discussing what each bit does, and then when I've completed the coding examples or written and tested my own coding examples, I will use this space here to illustrate what the code actually produces. That way, you can also use the code I have played with and use my outputs as a check to see if you've been successful too, assuming that is that you're following along. In addition, coding is meant to be a collaborative process, and I want this channel to be a collaborative learning space for teachers who want to introduce coding to their class programs. So, or for teachers who want to support their students who want to code, or for teachers who want to learn to code, or for students, you get the picture.
Resources to rely on.
So, please help this to become a vibrant learning community. Subscribe to the channel and join the conversation in the comments below each video.
Knowing how to code
Thanks for watching, and I know that I'm going to have to keep
My aim for this
practicing.
channel is for you to watch me learn